Boom, we're back, and it has literally been less than 2 minutes since I just ended the last session. So if you've not seen the session where we actually filled in this your passion section and colored these things yellow and made a list here and talked about lots of ways you can find out and really narrow down what your passion is, please go back. Again, I'm Chris Williams. So glad you're here. If you have any questions for me, you can email me, chris.williams, CHRIS dot WILLIAMS at Senthold, it's spelled SENTHOLD.com, and I will explain anything we're doing or answer your questions. And if I can't answer them in a quick email, I'll make another video and show you how to do this, because we are here to create a new business or new income stream together. I'm going to do this while you're doing it. I've done this dozens of times. I'll take you through the exact process I go through. I create and build and enjoy all of my income production in less than an hour a day. I've been doing that for years now, and I love it. It's fantastic. So I have tons of time with my family. We get to travel and do all kind of cool things because I figured out how to make lots of money in a small amount of time, and this is the exact process I go through. So to make this simple, some people ask me how do you do it and step by step, and so what I'm doing is I'm literally going to start a new income stream, a new business right here with you, step by step, day by day. If you do what I do, you will create your own. It will not be like mine. It'll be just like you, whatever you are. And these are the steps that I go through, and it works. I've read tons of books, tons of podcasts, tons of blogs, studied everybody, hired tons of coaches, done all of it, and narrowed it down into this process and format that just simply works and gets it done without an enormous amount of risk. Because you don't want to throw a bunch of money or time in something that just falls apart, right? So this is how we do it. All right, so in our last teaching, we went over our passion. We're defining your product or service that you're going to put out there to the world, and we're figuring out what market it should go to. That is this process right here. Okay, lots of steps in the process. Today, in that process, we've already dealt with our passion. These are a list of my passions. Marketing, I love marketing. Services, I love service companies. I love serving people. So I'm always attracted to businesses that are doing some kind of great service, or nonprofits doing a great service, whatever it be. I love my dog. I'm very passionate about dogs, training, running, going to the park with them. Just dogs are fun. Paddleboarding, I love paddleboarding. I do it all the time. I'm out right now at a park, and I paddleboard at that lake all of the time. I actually work from my paddleboard quite a bit. I should do a whole session on just how to work from your paddleboard, because it's a really great way to spend an hour. Okay, traveling, that is a huge passion of mine, and we kind of narrowed that down even more into subcategories of traveling to new locations and new culture. I don't like traveling to the same spot. I want to go to new places, okay? And fitness. I'm not a swimmer. I'm not a pole vaulter. I'm a runner. I love push-ups, pull-ups, crunches, etc. I'm not a big weight room guy. I spend time in the weight room, but I just really love the calisthenic type stuff. All right, we talked through what that meant and how to isolate those things, gave you lots of ways to go and get lots of feedback from other people and the systems you already have in place on what your passions really are, so you're not just making an emotional decision today, but that you're really going after it. That is a fast forward of last lesson. Go back and watch it if you haven't. It's probably 10 or 15 minutes long. I didn't time it, but anyway, go check it out. Check it out that way. All right, so yesterday we found out that my passions were in this quadrant, whichever quadrant yours in or fine. The quadrants don't matter. This is just a visual aid. If you're listening to this to audio, please go to the YouTube channel when you get a chance and watch this episode, because this one's pretty visual. We have four quadrants on the left-hand side, then a bunch more quadrants in the middle, and then a bunch more. These are filters that we're filtering our ideas, our water, like you're filtering air or water. We're filtering our ideas to get to what are we best at, what are we going to do for a product or service, and getting it all the way down to the market. Okay, let's talk about your skills and abilities. So my skills and abilities, they're going to overlap. So we identified that this one section was really, really my passions. Well, those passions overlay with a set of skills and abilities that I have. They also overlay with the section of the market that has similar passions to me, okay? That's why these are colored yellow. So right here, we got to narrow this down even more though, because I have several passions here. But what skills and what do I really, really shine at? I'm very good at marketing, okay? So I shine at that. I'm really good at building companies. All right. And sorry, I'm looking behind my computer because a wasp just landed back there, but he's just chilling out. He's doing good. Okay. First days of spring out here, man. You got a lot of bugs coming out. So I'm really good at paddleboarding. But you know what? I'm going to put it on there. But I'm not sure that that's a money-making idea. It could be. I've seen people making tons of money at doing paddleboarding videos and tutorials and selling equipment. So maybe that's one. We'll get there. Don't judge, just put it down there. Um, Traveling, I love it, but I'm not an expert at it. I'm the guy reading everybody else's blog. If you're a travel blogger or you are out there traveling a ton or you have some amazing videos from Europe while I'm planning a Europe trip, then I'm probably the one learning from you. So I love it, but I'm not good at it. I couldn't teach you how to travel Europe. I'm still figuring it out for our summer vacation. Okay, so that's not one of my unique skills and abilities. I'm really good at making complicated issues simple. Okay, so explaining things. Well, I put myself on a limb there, didn't I? Maybe you think these videos are stupid. I'm a bad explainer. I'm not good at spelling. Showed you that already. Fitness. I'm a great runner. I'm great at pull-ups and push-ups, etc. But I'm not. I'm not an instructor. Like I love running with people, but I've never thought about teaching a class or taught a class about running. Never once. Hadn't really come up at all. So that's not me. All right. I love it, but I'm not skilled at it. Okay. I'm a good listener. I think even Jill would tell you that. And my friends tell me that for sure. And so these are some skills and abilities I have. Marketing. I'm in that niche. I'm really good at online marketing. I have a fantastic team behind us that does an amazing job of doing that. And I'm really good at referral marketing. That means you have to do a fantastic job at what you do so you can get more referrals. I'm good at using those referrals wisely and building a business that way. So I'm going to put, oops, I'm just showing you how to kind of get this down and niche it even tighter. Let's say digital referral, and I'll leave it at that for a second. We do quite a bit of print marketing too, but I really love digital marketing. It's really fun. But I'll put print on there. We've done TV and radio and everything else, but anyway, these are things I love, so I'll keep going with that. Building companies. I really like the startup process. Really do. Once the company's kind of running and ginning and making tons of money, I get a little bored of it. I really like starting something new, which is why I love teaching this. So that's something I'm really good at. And you're going to find that sometimes your skills and abilities line up with your passions pretty well. For me, because I've done this and iterated my life so many times, and it really does. I really enjoy almost everything I do all day long, every day. Like, love it. Every now and then I have to answer an email or fill out some forms or do something that my team needs me to do that's really boring, and I hate that. But other than that, I love what I do. So you're going to find your skills and abilities often line up with your passions. It's kind of interesting that way. All right, and let's take a look at paddleboarding. I'm not trying to go too deep in here. I just want to give you examples. Let's keep it at that for a second. Explaining things. I really do like explaining things. I'll add some of that. I like making complex or detailed material simple. Right? I really like that. So there we go. I'm not going to do paddleboarding because paddleboarding is just paddleboarding. What am I good? Standing up, not falling off, whatever. But I'm not a teacher there. Okay, so let's talk skills and abilities. Some of these are skills, all right, and some are abilities. So a skill is something you practice more, something you can learn, something you can go capture what it is. So becoming a digital marketer is a skill, okay? You can learn how to become a digital marketer. We'll show you a lot of how to do that as we go along, because as we build a business together, I'll build mine, you build yours. As we go through this process, you'll have to be marketing, right? You have to do some Facebook ads or some Google ads or set up a website, whatever it is. We'll walk you through how to do that. That's a skill. I can teach you that. And you can just follow the steps and you can do good at it. An ability is something you're more uniquely qualified to do because of the way you are. So the way your brain ticks, an experience that you've had in your background, something that's really shaped who you are. So that could be personality. It could be, let's say you have a bad relationship in your history, and now you're really good at helping people through hard relational situations. Maybe you list it as a skill set you have. That's great. That really is great. We all need that. And if you've got that experience, way to go. So glad you can find a constructive place to plug that in and use something hard. You may say, well, my unique ability is that you're extremely physically fit. You happen to have a passion for that, and it's just the way your body responds well to diet and exercise, and so you've become really good at training other people. Look at you. There's some skill there because you've learned how to teach people in certain exercises or food routines, but there's also an ability there. It's just part of who you are, right? So separate out the skills and abilities. You don't have to label them differently. I haven't labeled them differently, but just think that through. Make sure you think through what are your skills and abilities. You may also want to think through what you're not skilled and capable at. Okay, and that's something that's a little bit hard to think through. So you may want to put down some things on the list, like I'm going to just jump a few things that I'm bad at. Spelling. That will come up if you keep watching these videos. You'll see it. I'm surprised I haven't had to respell anything here. I'm not sure if paddleboarding is one word or two words. I've already thought about that like 10 times while I'm talking to you. That's the kind of speller I am. It's horrible. Let's find out. Hey, look at that. Paddleboarding looks like it's one word. Look at that. So I'm not a good speller. I'm also not good at inventing products in the business sense. I've tried. I've thought of, you think of this great thing, you're like, that's going to change the world if I could just get that out. I've wasted a lot of money and time inventing products, trying to take them to market, all that kind of stuff. I'm not a product inventor. I'm good at helping someone else take their product or service to the market, but I'm not a really good inventor of the newest, latest, greatest thing. That's just me. So find out what you're good at and what you're not good at. Okay, I'm gonna separate this out and put just for kicks, not good at, and we will give these guys a little bullet point there. Okay, so that's an important thing to figure out. Okay, so much wind today. It's really beautiful out here today. I love the spring. So let's jump into how to discover this even more. And this gets a little bit scary, but you should do this exercise. I mentioned yesterday that in the passion section, I have an email and text message format that I'll send to you. Shoot me an email, I'll copy and paste it, and just email it out to you. You can copy and paste it wherever you want. But I actually send these out probably once every 2 years to different friends. I don't wear out certain friends. I don't blast it on Facebook, but I'll send out like to 10 friends in a text message or an email, whatever their preferred method of communication is, something not public. A list of 5 questions that talk about what I'm good and bad at. And I've worded them carefully where it's fairly open-ended, but doesn't leave them hanging, where they can kind of get to it quickly. And I ask them just to use a few words or a sentence and describe me with just a few things. And I'm asking 5 different questions about what I'm best at, what I'm worst at, what they can count on me for, what they would never count on me for, things like that. And again, that's an important exercise to go through because we all know someone, right? Let's talk about somebody else for a second. We all know someone who's really not good at something that they think they're amazing at. Like, right? Like a good listener. I put that on my list. That's a really interesting question to ask Jill. Is Chris a good listener? Because she would probably have a different perspective on that than I would, as we've been married for 20 years now. She's fantastic. I love that girl so much. And I want to be a good listener. And she tries to be a good listener for me, but our experience of each other is different than our own experience of ourselves, right? That's important to figure out. So the question is are you good at what you think you're good at? That's really important to figure out and define. So please, please, please ask other people what you're good at and what you're not good at. Again, you got to be kind of secure in this. You got to toughen up and make sure they know. In my little template I put together, I actually made sure they would know, hey, no harm, no foul, just fire off. Our friendship stays the same. Don't worry about it. I'm working through the process. I let them know that I do this periodically for just solidifying work ideas and career directions and things like that. And I just shoot it out there. So again, shoot me an email. I'll send it to you if you'd like, or you can create your own list and send it out. But do that work. All right. That's really, really important. Another way to find out what you're not in addition, not to take away from the asking your friends and family, you should do that. But another idea to add to that is to look back at your social media accounts, see what you post about. What are you posting about that's not just your passion, but what are you posting about that you're doing that you're good at? All right, look back at that. Awesome day at work today. Love creating new marketing projects. Or awesome day in the park today. taught 3 strangers how to do Pilates. I don't know. If that's what you did, then cool. Good for you. You got people who want to follow you. So look for things like that. All right. So again, shooting a little message out to friends and family. That is the primo way to get this done. Make your own list, but also lean on them to kind of help steer you so you're not blinded by your own unique greatness. Okay. As you do this, you're going to find that this narrows things down. You're gonna realize, hey, you know what? I am really good at this right here. Um, let me see if I can highlight this thing. There we go. I'm good at this marketing part. I'm good at building, and I love the freaking startup process so much. Um, and I really like explaining things. Okay, I'm gonna mark those. Those are things that I'm personally good at, and I've had other people tell me I'm good at, and so I'm comfortable there. I sent out the surveys, I got them back, I did the whole thing. I've done this for years. I know what I'm good at. Okay, all these things were my passions. They created some yellow sections from yesterday, and I think service model companies were a big passion of mine from yesterday. I know that because it's true. Um, so I landed in this. We're trying to figure out our business, right? So I landed it up here. I could teach dog training probably. Really could. I could market that. I could build a company around it. I could explain things about it. Okay, cool. These are things that are my passions. So we made them yellow. The passions overlay on these filters. Now these are skills and abilities. They all line up in certain sections. Um, so I didn't include paddleboarding. Dogs didn't come into play here. Marketing did again. That's interesting. Service companies and building companies, that came up again today. So you can see I'm kind of narrowing down here. So let's say that this quadrant right here, or this one, you pick it, doesn't really matter. There's no magic to this. Just use the illustration and catch on. This quadrant right here, let's say, is me, and it's the marketing stuff I just came up with, and the building companies and the explaining complex things. In my world of passions, there's also a set of skills and abilities, and it isolates down even more what I should be going towards. So I'm trying to find out in this process, and you are too, what product or service should I be presenting to the world? What should I be doing? And then where is that world? Where are they? Where's my market? Okay, so look at this. This right here, this filter section overshadows our market. You can see where this is going. So our passions are in one defined section of life now. Again, forget what the quadrants mean. They don't mean anything. I'm just helping you understand this filtering down process of purifying your idea, your passions, your skills and abilities, and then what your market wants. And getting it all down until we can get laser tight on, I know exactly what I should be selling. I know to who I should be selling it. I know how to create that product or that service. I know how to do it, and I know exactly who wants it. All right, that's where we're going. So I'm going to wrap this up today, and tomorrow we're going to get into how to really figure out what your market really wants or needs, and what your market's felt wants or needs are. It's not just what they want or need, it's what their feelings are about that. It's so important to get the feelings figured out, and we will walk all through that. Tomorrow's lesson or the next lesson, if you're binge watching these, are super detailed and important, and we're going to get way down and nitty gritty and figure out how do we discover that. I'll probably even do a couple of sub lessons on just that section, because there's lots of ways to discover your market, and each of those can take a little time. So I'll let you break out those and dive in as deep as you want. As we go forward. So wrapping it up here, again, if you have questions or want the templates or want the formats or want the emails or whatever, no problem at all. It is yours for the taking. Shoot me an email. You say, Chris, why don't you have a website where I can just put my email in and get free templates or something like that? You know, if that's important to you, awesome. Maybe you'll want to put that in your business. But remember, I'm coming to the table clean. I promise. There is no business or website already built in the background that we're sneaking up on. I'm literally going to walk you through step by step, like we're doing, how to discover you, your product, your services, build a business around that, find a market, make money on it, and do it in as little amount of time as possible on a daily basis. So I'm literally doing this step by step right in front of you. So yeah, we'll build a website sooner or later, and you can put your email in there if you want to. But right now, if my product or service, whatever we define, is matching yours, good for you. But right now, just shoot me an email, because I'm, again, just coming to this straight up. We'll get fancy as we go, but I'm going to teach you how to get fancy as I go down the fancy route, right? Okay, so chris.williams@scenthold.com. That is chris.williams at Senthold, SENTHOLD.com. Awesome. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.